How's it going, everybody? David Hedge here, House Hedge Gaming, and we are getting closer and closer to GenCon 2025, and that means gaming companies are going to start revealing what games they'll be bringing to the best 4 days in gaming. Now, Ravensburger Games has recently announced that one of the newest versions of Horrified will be debuting at GenCon, and that is Horrified Dungeons and Dragons. Now, as a D&D fan, anytime I get the opportunity to explore that universe in a brand new way, I am all for it, and I've always been a huge fan of the Horrified gaming series. I have all four on my gaming shelf, and I can't wait to add a fifth one, hopefully, very soon. But what I'm going to do for the next few weeks is I'll be doing playthroughs for each one of the Horrified games, starting with Universal Monsters, going into American Monsters, Greek Monsters, Mythology, and then going into a World of Monsters, where I may go up against the big one himself, Cthulhu. But in addition to that, you may notice that there's going to be a horrifying theme on the channel for the next few weeks, and that's because one video coming out soon, if I can make everything work out, will tie everything together in a gruesome, gory bow during this horrifying time here on the channel, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. But first up, we're going into Universal Monsters. We're going to see what monsters I'll be going against, the heroes I will use to help defend the town, and see if I can keep it from being overwhelmed by the legends of the Universal Monster variety. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, I have the board set up for Frankenstein and the Bride and Dracula. So, for those who may or may not know how to play Horrified, the game is very simple. Each player chooses a hero and they'll start in different areas on the board. And you have objectives that you must complete to be able to defeat the monsters that are ravaging this town. So, for example, with Frankenstein and the Bride, I must get their humanity to max so they can be human, or feel human at least. And then once that happens, when they meet, then they can go off and enjoy lives together or their unlives together for the rest of their time. But if I don't do that and they meet, then they will go back to their respective parts of the board and this terror track will go up. If it ever reaches this symbol, that is the universal symbol of, hey, game over. For Dracula, I have to destroy all four of his coffins that are around the board. And once I do that, I meet up with him and I stake him with some yellow items like garlic and with a, this is a wolfsbane. For a second there, I thought there was a torch, but fireman. So use those items and be able to take care of Dracula. Now for the characters I'll be using today, I have the mayor, which has 5 actions. No special abilities because they have 5 actions. And then I have the scientist with 4 actions and the ability I may add 1 to the strength of any item I use. So that will come in handy when I'm having to bust open some caskets later on down the line. So without any further ado, we got perk cards, we got the monster deck all shuffled. Let us begin. So we're going to start with the mayor first and then we'll go with the scientist. So the mayor is going to activate first. The mayor is going to go up here for 1, collect these 2 items. We're just going to move this perk card here. So they got those, 3 items. That's even better. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The mayor is going to try to take out that casket right off the bat. But now it's the monster's turn. So the monster's turn, here we go. Retreat. So no items get put onto the board. Place the creature at the river. We don't have the creature of Black Lagoon, but we do have the frenzied monster, which is Dracula at this point. And then also we have the bride that will be attacking. Well, well, this was not the best move for the mayor. So the bride is going to attack first. So with 3 dice. The mayor gets hit once. We're going to take out one of these items and we're going to set it to the side for right now. Next, Dracula will move and they will move 1. So if there was ever any time to move for the bride, she would have moved, but since I was already there, she's stuck. So now we're going to go with the scientist. So the scientist has 4 actions. So we're going to go 1, pick this up. Again, move this over. 2, action number 3. And then number 4, we are going to go here and hopefully pick that up next time. So now we go to the monster phase. 2 items will be drawn from the bag. So 2 items will be going to the mansion. We have a fire poker, And then we have going to the inn, Monocaine mixture at the end. So it looks like the Invisible Man's definitely been doing some stuff there. And then the only creature that'll be moving is Frank. So Frankenstein will move 1 space. Nobody's getting attacked. That is all good with me. So now we're going back to the mayor. First action, the mayor is going to bust open that casket using my 6 item here. So that casket is now busted. 1 less place for Dracula to run off to. So then 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Actually, no, we'll go 5 here so we can pick these items up. And the mayor will go after that casket at the caves. But now, to the monster turn. Worried Fiancé. So 3 items will go onto the board. And Frank and the Bride is definitely going to be doing some stuff here. But 3 items will go onto the board. We got 1 at the camp. We got 1 at the Abbey. Where's the Abbey? There we go. And then 1 at the mansion. Next, Elizabeth will be put at the mansion. So Elizabeth will be there. And she wants to go to the tower. So once we get her to the tower, we can actually use our perk cards, which helps us mitigate a lot of things. So we have that. And then Frank and the Bride will each move 1. So Frank, the Bride, will go right there. But nobody gets attacked. We are good. So now we go back to the scientist here. So the scientist will pick up the shop item for 1. She will then go 2, 3, and then 4 to pick up all of these items. Plus, this will also help me get Elizabeth to the tower to possibly get another perk card, which the one I have for already is really good. I could skip the next monster phase and draw and place 2 items from the item bag onto the board. Which, speaking of the monster phase, let's go. 3 items get put onto the board. So we have 3 items. I said 3. There we go. We have 1 going to the church. Where is the church? All right, so 1 going to the church, 1 going up here to the precinct, and 1 going to the docks. Then Maleva will go to the camp. Maleva wants to go to the shop. Maleva might not be there long because now the frenzied monster will attack. So Dracula is going to attack Maleva, who just got put there. And I wish I could resolve these in a different order, but the way it says in the game, you start from the top down. So here we go, Maleva. Bye-bye, Maleva. All right, so first off, Maleva will get taken out, and this terror track will go up by 1. But Dracula also rolled the exclamation point here, which means his special ability will trigger. Dark Charm. Place the current player's hero in Dracula's space. So, with that being said, that was the scientist. So the scientist will actually go right there. So, oh goody. All right, so we are now down 1 person, but now my scientist is there. She can actually go to the cave and bust open that casket, but we'll have to wait for the next turn because now it is the mayor's turn. So the mayor, 1 for picking up all these items. We're going to go 2, 3, 4, and then stay here. 4, because you get to entice, call somebody over to get them out of danger. And then 5. We're going to move them both here. So the next time mayor goes, I'll be able to get there within 2 moves and get a perk card and save Elizabeth. All right, so that was the mayor's turn, and to help make sure I keep track of the different turns, I'm going to use this Bellagio die. Always got to have the highest stakes David House wrestling persona going. I'm going to place it on the characters and then move it whenever something happens. But I won't be moving it now because now it's time for the monster phase. No items get put on the board. The creature in Black Lagoon will not do anything, but the Bride and the Frenzied Monster will both activate. So the Bride is going to move 1 to the theater. Dracula will stay there, and he'll attack the scientist for 3. Well, son of a gun. All right, so I gotta take out 2 items from the scientist. So I think for that one, I shall take out a yellow item, and I will take out this 1 blue item. But also, with that being said, uh, since his dark charm did go, my mayor also goes to the camp. It's a big camp party. That's what it is. That's all there is to it. It's just a lot of camp going on. So I want to pick this back up, and now it will be the mayor. It'll be the scientist's turn. So let's go ahead and do this. So 1 picks up all of these items here. 1, 2, and 3. Then the scientist will go 2, use the 4 and the 3, because I can't, if I had a 5 there, I could make it 6 because of her ability, but fortunately I don't, but that's fine. I'm going to use these 2 to bust open this casket. So that's 2 caskets down, 2 to go. So that was 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So hopefully the scientist can get to Elizabeth next time around, or even the mayor, because the mayor does have enough shot to go there. So I'm going to move this to here, and now it's going to be the monster's turn. 3 items get put onto the board. So 1, 2, 3, and crap. All right, so camp will get 1 item. The lab will get an item, and the institute will also get an item. Now, the frenzied monster marker moves to the next monster, so it's going to be moving the Frankenstein and the bride. Oh, joy. Move each villager 1 space towards their safe location, son of a gun. Elizabeth thinks that the bride is amazing. And now the frenzied monster, which is both Frank and the bride, will be doing their thing. So the bride won't move, but Frank will go right there. So let's go ahead and resolve these unfortunate things. I mean, not too bad, because I can actually use my scientist to help adjust his humanity, hopefully. But first things first, the bride is attacking for 2 dice, not 3. And yeah, all right, so, oh crap, this is going to suck. All right, so this happens. Elizabeth gets taken out, the terror track goes up. And now here comes the bride. Move the bride 1 space closer to Frankenstein. So we are going to move her here. That might not be a bad idea, because hopefully maybe I can adjust both of them within the next couple turns. At least that's what I'm hoping for. We'll see what happens with the mayor, because the mayor doesn't have too much going on with that, but we'll see. And then Frankenstein will be attacking the scientist. Okay, good news, I didn't get hit. Bad news, the bride's going to go here. They're going to see each other. And so the bride goes back to the dungeon. Frankenstein goes back to the graveyard. And already, we've already lost 3. We've taken 3 hits on the terror track. So, well, that was a plan, and it got foiled because of the deck. Oh well. That's the nature of Horrified. So, now we go to the mayor's turn. The mayor's going to pick this up for 1. Haul buns out of there for 2. And now, probably go 3, 4, 5. So next turn I can crack that crypt. So, now we move here, but now the monsters go. So, 2 more items get put on the board. Luckily, the Invisible Man does not activate on this. So we have 1 item going to the tower, 1 item going to the end. And then Frankenstein will move 1. Nothing else. So we're good on that. We're a little bit safe. But now the scientist will go. And scientist will go 1, 2, 3. Want to go ahead and pick all these up. Thank goodness there's no limit. And then 4 back here. So then we'll see what happens with the monsters and hopefully get some traction on a lot of this stuff very soon. But this will now go back to the mayor, and now we go back to the monster phase. 2 more. All right, 2 more. Yeah, this is the way this game goes. All right, so 2 items get put onto the board. 1 at the end, 1 at the abbey. And now the bride moves 2 spaces towards Frankenstein. Luckily, we just go 1, 2, nothing major there. And no creatures will activate because we don't have the Invisible Man, or do we? Wolfman or the creature from the Black Lagoon. So now it's the mayor's turn. So the mayor's going to go 1, break a crypt by getting rid of this 6 item. After I make a mess with the rest of the items. We're just going to move those here. Then the mayor is going to go 2, 3, 4, and 5. So maybe the mayor can start teaching Frank how to become more human. Hopefully, maybe. But we're going to move this here. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use one of my part cards. I'm going to go Break of Dawn. The scientist will help make sure that the monster phase is skipped. Before we go into the monster phase, it'll be during the hero phase because you can only play this during the hero phase. But the monster phase will be skipped, but 2 items will be drawn out of the bag and placed onto the board. So for the 2 items, we have an item going into the shop and an item going into the graveyard. So we don't have to worry about the monsters on this one, so you guys can chill. So now we go to the scientist. Scientist will go here for 1. The bride needs 8 blue to become human. So we're going to go first, discard this for 4. So we're going to adjust this dial for 4. And then, so that's 1, 2. We're going to do it again with the ability, 3 plus the 1, so it's 4. The bride was got to 8. The bride is now not human, but we're close to it. So that was the 3rd one. And then the 4th one, even though I've gotten the bride taken care of, I'm just going to boot, scoot, and boogie on out of here and go that way. So now that would be that turn. The mayor would go, but now we go with the monster phase. Here we go. Form of the bat. So 2 items get drawn from the board. So that would be at the inn here and then at the docks. Then move Dracula to space the current hero. The current hero is going to be the scientist. And then Mummy, Frankenstein's bride, and the Invisible Man will move 1, attack for 2. So she's going to go, hey, and then attack for 2 dice. 2. So she's going to hit me for 1. Scientist will take a hit. We'll go ahead and discard this red item for 2. And then we'll then have the bride move 1 step closer to Frank right here. Now this can actually come in handy because I think we can teach him how not to be a complete undead ghoul. But we'll find out. So now it's the mayor's turn. So the mayor's going to go 1. And the mayor is going to use yellow items here. So second action, teach for 4. He's starting to use a fork now. And then teach for 3. 1, 2, 3 goes to 7. Teach for another 3 goes to 10. Why can't it be more than that? So that means I have 1 yellow left to do. Son of a Brachiosaurus. All right, so the 5th action, I'm just going to pick up this yellow item. All right, please don't come together this game, or at least this turn. Here we go, and go. So we move the frenzy marker after we draw 3 items and put them on the board. So we go 1, 2, 3. We go 1 to the tower. We go 1 to the tower. We go 1 to the tower. I swear I messed up that bag. The frenzy marker gets moved. If anybody was on the board, they would move as well, as far as villagers go. But they're not. So now the frenzy marker gets to move to Dracula and makes an attack of 2 against my scientist. Both of them are going to hit. So the scientist will actually use 2 blue to evade that attack. Because soon, if we can get this last one busted, we will be able to take care of Drac once and for all. So there's that turn. We now move this back to the scientist. Scientist will move 1, 2, 3, and use this little garlic bulb for 2 to finally take care of Frankenstein and make him feel human. So now if the bride and Frankenstein actually meet, we're good. Nothing bad will happen for now. So here we go. We have Hurried assistant, Fritz, will be going to the tower as soon as we draw these 3 items. So we have the Institute getting an item. We have the Institute getting an item. We have the laboratory getting an item. I didn't draw all 3. That's good. Now, Fritz, where are you at, Fritz? Fritz will be going to the tower. He wants to go to the Institute. You might be waiting around for a while, Fritz. And now, Frankenstein, the Bride, and the Frenzied Monster will all meet up. So, the Bride will go 1. Drac will go 1, because he's actually he will go towards the nearest villager, because I'm 2 steps away, or 3 steps away, while Fritz is 1, so, or 2. I can count, I swear. So, we have them moved. Now, Frankenstein's going to attack down here for 2. And I will have it to where the mayor will take the hit. They'll take 2 hits. So we're going to take out these 2, the blue and the yellow, and get those out of here. And that takes care of that turn. So now we go on to said mayor to get everything taken care of. So the mayor, first move, moves here, uses the 6 red that we have to bust that last coffin. So now, with all those coffins done, from the graveyard, from the crypt, from the cave, and from the dungeon, we now just have to stake Dracula with yellow items 6+. We can do it, because the mayor has the ability to move any monster 3 spaces, so we can arrange this a little bit well. So that's the first action for the mayor, or second action. Third action, pick up the red item. And then I do believe the mayor is just going to stick. And the mayor is just going to stick around right there. So here we go with the monster phase. All right, so 2 items will get put onto the board. 1 at the tower, good gracious, and 1 at the lab. And now move the bride 2 spaces towards Frankenstein. They will move. They both have seen and been taught humanity, and so both of these will now go off into the sunset together, and we have defeated Frankenstein and the bride. So now we just have to deal with that little bloodsucker, which I think we can actually get that taken care of. So now we go to the hero phase. So we're at the scientist. The mayor is going to use this ability, the perk card. Monster becomes prey, moves Drac 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Or if you like Hotel Transylvania, blah, 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 blah. And so for the scientist, we're going to move up 1. We are going to use our 2 yellow items to stake Dracula, defeating him and saving the town, even though it got a little bit hairy at the very beginning. But you know what? We were able to take out Dracula, help Frankenstein the Bride see the humanity, and now we go on to the next adventure next time as we face off against cryptozoological marvels and American monsters. But thank you all so much for checking out this video. If you like it, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and let everyone know the House Hedge Gaming is here for all of your gaming needs as we begin our trek into the world of Horrified as the countdown to GenCon 2025 marches on. So until next time, everyone, stay safe and take care, my friends.